Have you ever wondered how to get shots like this? Stick around and I'll show you how. Hi folks, and thanks for joining me. I've been asked a good few times by many of you at this stage how I'm getting the onboard footage of my motorbikes on my channel. So rather than trying to explain all the different pieces which come together to make that happen, I thought I'd do a little video. So here we go. You need three things. You need a motorbike, you need a 360 camera, and you need a selfie stick. This 360 camera is the Insta 1X. There's a few of them out there at the moment, but this is just the one I prefer. In fact, it's the only one I've used, but I love the results from it. I'll start by saying that in this video, all I'm going to do is to show you where to place the camera on board the motorbike to achieve corresponding shots, which I'll show you stage by stage. If you want me to show you about the workflow, i.e. getting the shots off the camera through the free software which comes with the Insta360, I think it's called the Insta360 Studio, it's just a download, then I'm very happy to do that in a separate video. So just subscribe, leave a comment below, and I'll do that in the very near future. But for now, this is to show you my favourite shots on board the motorbikes, which you've probably seen in all of my videos to date. Okay, so first shot, and probably my favourite shot. I think it's such an effective shot. So if you're a serious motorcycle vlogger, you really need this bit of kit. The first thing you need to do if you get an Insta 1X is to configure it so it just has one button record. You don't want to be switching it on, waiting and then pressing the record and making sure it's recording. You can configure it so it's all on the one button. And once it's recording, obviously you won't be doing this whilst you're riding a motorcycle, but once it's recording, this looks really strange. Slide it down your back. You must wear a back protector when doing this for two things. Obviously the safety thing. I don't have to tell you what would happen if you came off the bike and you landed on your back with this down your back. So always wear a back protector. And the second thing with the back protector is that it really helps keeping the pole in place. The other thing to remember here is don't go through any low bridges or riding through any low overhanging trees. Again, I don't need to tell you what would happen there, but just take a look at the footage from this angle. So I'm starting by moving the camera down like this, but actually I'm not, because everything is done in the software afterwards. You can see how close I am to the branches here as well. I'm doing that just for effect. So you really do have to maintain an awareness of where the camera is. I personally don't like this shot. I've zoomed out in the software and it's a little bit too wide, which brings in that curve. I know some people do like it. But again, look at this. I mean, up until 5 years ago, shots like this were reserved for the high-end budget programs like the BBC Top Gear program, or indeed feature films. I mean, these shots were just unthinkable, really. I personally prefer the shot this way around. I just think it's more realistic. So many times I've had messages from you asking if this was a drone flying over the top of me, and indeed that is the effect. You get a great sense of the rush of the road, and it's great to see the cockpit of the motorcycle as well, and to see what your hands are doing, changing gears. And here we are on the Royal Enfield, same shot. I've widened it out again. And again, you do all of that in the software afterwards. You don't need to touch the camera or move the camera. You don't need to do anything. The only thinking you have to do about the camera is, just to emphasize again, is of course where the camera is, just so you don't clip any trees or hedges. Now, as a TV cameraman for the last 30 years, I've heard many a time, go and take your camera and shove it up your hole. So with that sentiment in mind, and please don't think about that too graphically, but that leads me on to my next shot. Don't worry. Now, there you go. The camera not quite up my hole, but underneath my hole. And that gives you just another incredible shot. Now, please, again, bear in mind, safety, safety, safety here. Never ride on a road, a narrow road, and never overextend the pole with traffic coming the other way. Again, I'm not going to teach Granny how to suck eggs here, but the danger is real. So what I do is I leave a little bit sticking out this side, and it also acts as a counterbalance. You really don't need the pole sticking out that far, Because it's a 360 lens, you actually don't want it too far away from you, otherwise it puts a horrible curve in the picture. One of the tips with mounting the camera this way is to keep it at a 45-degree angle like this. I've found if you mount it horizontal, with one lens facing the sky, one lens facing the ground, for some reason the picture goes really grainy, and I think it's trying to balance the two lenses with the amount of light coming in and the lack of light coming in on the other lens. So 45-degree angle is best. Whatever you do, don't put it vertical either, because it'll just catch the wind too much and you'll feel it wanting to be torn away from underneath you. Take a look at this footage and just see the amazing results again from this angle. When I go off and research a motorbike and look at YouTube videos and read reviews about motorbikes, I want to see what it looks like. I want to see what it looks like on the road. So the 360 camera like this is just an invaluable tool for showing you what it actually looks like on the road. You see me looking at the camera there? That's because there's a car coming towards me. I can see up ahead. I'm just checking the camera isn't sticking out too much. There you go. Now, the other great thing about the camera, you've probably realised by now, is that you can't see the selfie stick, which gives it that drone-like appearance. I'm just messing about here, zooming in and out on the software again after the event. I love it when the bike tips over like that as well, where you can see the rush of the road. And here we are on board the Royal Enfield, same shot. Now you see the telephone wire across the top of the screen there. I really don't like the curve in it. That's because I've zoomed out in the software a little bit too much. But you can manipulate everything afterwards. It literally records everything around you, and then you become an editor and a camera operator afterwards, not during the process. So you can select whatever shots, whatever angles you want. How else would you get to see a bike in motion like this? That's really effective, isn't it? Now, the other thing you can do as well is, of course, swap it over onto the other side. Obviously, bringing your motorcycle to a stop before you do this. Don't be trying this at 100 miles an hour. And then the other thing after this is, well, you can experiment with different seating positions as well. You can sort of sweep it back, and that catches more of the back wheel in shots like this. I love these close-up shots. It really gives you a sense of the road, and especially when you can see the wheel turning as well. And that gentle little rocking motion gives you a sense that the camera is, you know, riding the road. Here I am playing again with the software afterwards. Just showing you what it can do, what it's capable of. I mean, imagine trying to get a shot like this, seriously, before these cameras were invented. I just don't know how you would do it. Every shot is a sort of model shot, if you like. Notice how far I'm riding out towards the centre line of the road here, because I don't want to clip the hedges with the camera. The next angle could possibly be known as the most important angle if you're a motorcycle vlogger. It's the shot looking back at you talking. So if you've seen my other recent video, I've done a video on how to mount the GoPro on your chin looking forward, and then this is the shot looking back at you. Now, I know this is unsightly, but whatever you do, don't use the little accessory packs which you can get with these cameras, which is, I think it's a 1/4-inch screw which goes in the back of there. You need something much more substantial on a motorbike. I know it's unsightly, like I say, but it does the job, and it won't snap the screw in the bottom of there and risk losing your camera, or it indeed hitting a car behind you. I have lost a camera on board the motorbike, which is why I now use this, and it's rock solid. It doesn't go anywhere. And the software in the camera pretty much does a good job of getting rid of this in the shot as well, you know. So that's nice and tight there, as you can see. Now, obviously, every motorbike's different, and on your own motorbike, you'll find different mounting points. But on the FGR 1300, this is just a superb mounting point. It's probably sticking out a little bit too far there from when I'm riding on the road, but I've only just done that just to show you the example of where you can mount it. But from that one shot, you can get shots like this. So this balances the GoPro shot looking forward beautifully. For all those vloggers, it's great to see the shot of yourself actually talking as well. Now you can see the mounts here, the clamps on the front mirrors, but I'll show you this. I'm just turning around here because I'm slowing down on the road, so this is a great device within the software again to show your viewers why you're slowing down. I'm using this as an example. Obviously you'll see the tractor here, and then I'm going to use the software just to turn back around to me. So you can imagine if I was talking about the tractors being on the road, this is just a brilliant device to show why I slowed down, what the problem was there, and again I'm just using that as an example. Now we're coming into a town here. I've widened out on the software, so there's a bit of a curve on the stone wall there. I don't particularly like it. Look how close I am to the tractors and the cars passing me there. Because it's a wide angle lens, it'll always make things close to the camera look a lot closer than they actually are, just like that lorry there. But don't worry, I'm fully aware of where the camera is. But this is a great device of showing you riding through a town or any point of interest for that matter. Now I'm doing a swing around shot here because I'm entering a stretch of motorway. The camera will always try, or the software rather, will always try and level the horizon as best it can, but in the software afterwards you can tilt the horizon if you don't like what it's doing. You can have manual control of the entire software. I've used this shot many a time actually in a lot of my videos. Now you see in the shadow, you can see on the ground, you can see the selfie stick. But it'll take a keen eye to spot that, so don't get unduly worried about that. In fact, that's part of the magic. Now I'm zoomed in quite a bit there to see my face. I'm zooming out just to show you again what can be done. Now the more you zoom out, look at how much faster the shot looks. And again, that's the curvature of the lens, just bringing everything into the center of the screen. That's the only reason it looks faster. I'm not actually speeding up or anything. I really don't like this effect. That's too many curves going on for me. So I'll zoom in again and back around to me. You get the idea anyway. And back on board the Enfield. It's such an effective shot, this particular one, looking back at you. Camera's in the same place. I'm just zoomed in and changed the angle a little bit there, and you can see clearly my GoPro vlogging setup. I've actually got another video I've done about this. Just check my videos on my channel and you'll be able to see exactly how I get the perfect vlogging setup there. Okay, the last shot I'm going to show you in this video is just the opposite to the front shot. It's the shot from behind you, and it's a great shot. It's very effective actually for when you're coming into a town and you want to see the vista in front of you with obviously your head in the foreground. I call it a sort of intro shot if you like, but just take a look at this. And here we go, riding through my hometown actually. I'm just zooming in again just to show you what can be done. It's very effective to show people exactly the town you're riding into, what you're talking about. That's a bit bouncy. But you know, in a way, because it's all relative to the motorbike, you get that feeling of speed, that feeling of what the bike is doing on the road. Mind you, it's not the best advert for the suspension on the Royal Enfield here, but believe me, it's a lot comfier than this shot makes it look. I hope you enjoyed seeing a few of my favourite shots, but the possibilities are endless with a camera like this, especially on board a motorbike. So please stay tuned. I'll put all of the info about the kit in the description below. Once again, thanks a million, and give me a subscribe if you haven't already, because I'm going to be bringing you so many more videos, including lots more different camera angles.